just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% that bitch. Even when I'm crying crazy, yeah, I got boy problems. That's the human in me.
Story time about me and my sister. This sister is on my father's side. My sister is a twin. She has a brother that is her twin. I don't know what twins that is when y'all don't look alike, but y'all got certain features alike. Y'all different skin color. My sister is dark skin, and then her twin brother is like my complexion. But my sister is a twin. They're both Pisces. I'm a Pisces. This story time is basically about me and my sister and how she got weird on me, you know, near the end of us, I guess, ever having that sisterly bond, like how we were heading towards, you know, that she told me that she wanted and I wanted it too. So it's just like, okay, we both wanted this sisterly bond, but you know, you got weird. So we're gonna talk about that. You know, I've probably been through situations like this with y'all siblings, not even just a sister, but just your brother or something like that, or a family member period, or a friend, where like y'all been good, you know, you make the effort, you know, but that other person just get really weird on you, and like pretty much the relationship just ends, you know what I'm saying? And like y'all just go y'all separate ways, and like don't nobody talk to nobody, you know, and it's just weird, like it's just weird, you know, how somebody can be so for you and then just be so inconsiderate the next. Like I don't know, you know. I have text messages to, you know, show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys on my phone. Like I have found her number and everything, but I will just read it off. I'm glad that I kept these text messages. I'm glad I didn't delete her text messages, and I think I didn't delete it because I knew that once I started this channel and started, you know, doing content, that I was gonna do a story time on this, because I could not ignore this situation. I just couldn't. So yeah, so basically I'm gonna talk about the beginning of me and my sister, and then how pretty much it just was just before it ended. Last years ago time that I had saw my siblings was when they were 6 or 7 years old, you know, and then after that pretty much I just wasn't in their lives because of our father. He just never reached out to me, and that's a whole nother story in itself. Y'all can see a story time between me and my father and, you know, figure that out. But because of our father, you know, like, you know, so it was just very, because it was strenuous between me and him, I felt like it trickled down to me and my siblings. And because I wasn't around, you know what I'm saying, of course we just wasn't around. Like we didn't grow up together for real. Like it just, you know, we went years without talking. And when I met up with them again, they were basically preteens. They were like 11 or 12 or 13, because we were at my auntie's house, and I think it was for Christmas or something. The last time, like when I had came to the house that they had out in New Baltimore, when I saw her the first time after all of those years, I was very, very happy. I was very, very excited. She seemed very, very happy. She seemed very excited. You know, I was at their house for like around the summer times, because we were all out of school and stuff like that. So, you know, I was out there. I had a lot of fun with them. You know, we were out on the trampoline. They would have friends come over, and I would be introduced to their friends. And, you know, like we just, you know, was very, very engaging with each other. And then at that time when that rock band game was really, really popular, where you got the drum set, the guitar, the microphone, and then you got another guitar set. Like at that time when that game was popular, that's what we were doing when I was there. I was the singer, my sister was the drummer, and the boys, her twin brother, which is my brother, and then the oldest brother from their age group, our other brother, they was playing the guitars. So I would be singing, my sister would play the drums, the boys would play the guitars. And we used to have so much fun doing that. I felt like we really, 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 really connected, you know. And it was just like, it wasn't about the game, it was just all about us like being around each other and like being in good energy, good spirits, and like we're not around each other and we're not like fighting and being dramatic with each other. Like, of course there's a little moment where they'll have a little spat with each other, but I'm just like, hey y'all, come on, and then they'll stop, and my sister will always be like, listen to our sister, like, and it used to be so cute, because they listened to me, they really did listen to me, and they wasn't like back talking me or nothing like that, like, you know what I'm saying. I was like, these are some really good kids, so yeah, so I was out there spending a lot of time with them out there. Then, back a few more times, now I'm a senior, now they're in sophomore year. I don't know what the word for it is, but it's just like, when you have a teenager and like they be obsessed with their phones and the internet and boys, and they're not really concerned with like spending time with the family for real. They want to go hang with their friends. Like, that's how she was. So like, she would be there and I would be there, but like, she'll be leaving because she finna go hang with her friends. They finna go to the bowling alley, they finna go to a party, they finna go to the movies, they finna go here. And like, I would be at the house by myself while even all of my siblings was gone. You know what I'm saying? My other sibling would be in his room playing games because he a Capricorn, and he one of them Capricorns that'll be in the room hermit mode. That's where I could catch her, and like, we'll spend some time, we'll watch a movie, we'll cook some food together, we'll have conversations, and I could get it when I could get it, and I was appreciative when I got that time. Fast forward, I'm gonna say like a year and a half before the pandemic, I was living with my father for 8 months. Around that time as well, my father and my stepmother, which is their mother, was getting a divorce, so she was not there. All of her things were moved out. They were selling the house, so the house was being repainted, remodeled. Of my sister's belongings was still in her room. She still had her bed in there, she still had her vanity mirror and stuff, and she still had her dresser. Yeah. So when I got there, I automatically was sleeping in my sister's bed. But then like, eventually when all her stuff got removed, I moved my stuff in there and I was sleeping in my bed. But for a long time, they would come over almost like on a weekly basis. They would come there because their mom was staying in the city, so they would come out to New Baltimore, which is like an hour away from the city. Their mom would, bring them out there and stuff like that, to be out there for like weeks at a time, a weekend at a time, stuff like that. And it would be awesome, because then I felt like when they was coming out there and we was hanging out there at that time, we really were building a bond, because then they were older, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, my sister's 17 now, you know what I'm saying? She's 17 now, close to being 18, close to being done with high school, but her parents are going through a divorce, and it was really tough, and we talked about it. And I remember when we talked about it, she when she talked to me about it and talked about like just everything that had been going on with them, and how her parents and stuff was fighting, how our dad and their mom was just fighting, and the situations that went on, like she was telling me, and I was just like, what? And like, I just wanted to be a listening ear. I wanted to help her, I wanted to cuddle her, I wanted to hold her, because that is my little sister. And we both Pisces, and we both emotional, and like, you know what I'm saying, like, I could feel her pain, and she even like cried to me, talking to me about all of this, and I'm just like, oh, my baby sister, like, oh, and like, I really was listening to her. I really tried to give her the best advice as I could, I even talked to her about me and my mom, because we was in a tough spot at that time, so like, we was kind of relating and stuff like that, and like, we was just really growing a deep bond. Like, when they came out there and while I was out there, we grew a really deep bond. Like, I feel like it was really on its way to like just soaring, and me and my sister was gonna get closer and closer. Like I cared if I got closer to my brothers, but I really wanted to get close to my sister, like, I really wanted to work on that and shield that and hold that and care for it. I really wanted to care and like really nurture the relationship that me and my sister was having and going to have, and like, she even sat me down and was like, I really want a relationship with you. And she was like, I want to go on a sister vacation. She even told me that. She was like, one of these summers after I turned 18, She was like, I want us to go take a trip together. You know, she was like, you can invite your best friend, and then I can invite my best friend, and then we'll all be on the trip together. You know, and I was like, that sounds really fun. Like, that's really, really fun. A sister trip, because even when you're best friends with someone, you look at them like that's your sister. So I'm like, great, a sister trip. Like, yes, we could do that, girl. Yes. Even though sometimes when she would come out there, sometimes she would go hang out with her friends. She wasn't hanging out with me, which I find that was okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna make nobody hang around me 24/7, even though that is my main like love language is quality time. But I'm not gonna make people spend time with me if they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, the times when she was hanging out with her friends, she involved me. You know, because even though I am the older sister, like, I'm still cool, you know. Like, they was smoking, and I didn't even know that they was smoking, you know. So, and I'm like, I smoke too, so I'm like, oh, okay. So we definitely got that in common. So while I was out there, you know, me and her was smoking and stuff like that, and you know, hanging out with guys that, you know, she liked, and of course, like, I'm there too, but you know. And like, it was just cool, you know, it was just fun. It was just all hanging out. Like, I was even hanging out with my brothers. I was in the room with them when they playing games, just being silly with them, you know. Me and my sister was taking a lot of time when she would come out there. We would watch movies together. We would just be in the room, just laying in the bed, just on our phones, just talking, you know. She would probably be doing TikToks, and I'll be looking at it like, go, 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 you know. Then it was funny too, because all of my siblings, even the one on my mother's side that I definitely don't claim, they're all taller than me, y'all. Like, I'm the oldest sibling on both sides, and I'm the shortest. I'm 5'8", and all of my siblings are past 5'8", like, all of them. And I'm like the shortest one. So like, and I thought that was quite funny too, at how my younger siblings are all like surpassed taller than me. I'm the oldest and I'm the shortest. Like, I thought that was just so funny. Me and my sister talked about things that I was so happy that we finally started to talk about, because I've always wanted to talk to my sister about these certain things, you know, the typical sister talks and boys, and you know what I'm saying, getting into like sexuality, you know, and you know, like, what is your preference? Are you into girls? And you know, what type of, you know, do you like liquor? Just all the cute little fun little, but also like, be safe, and you know, you gotta watch out for this, and you know, because I have to be a big sister. I can't just be the fun big sister. I have to be the protector big sister too, and remind her to look out for this and don't do this, and I hope you don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so my sister definitely felt like she could tell me a lot of things. Like, she didn't have to hold back, and she didn't, which, so I thought. Me and my sister created a wonderful bond while I was staying out there with our father for them 8 months. We had a lot of memories together, you know, a lot of memories, a lot of bonding, a lot of experiences and stuff like that I really, really appreciated at the time. I just knew that by the time my dad sold this house, and that, you know, I wouldn't be here no more, that I knew for a fact, you know, I wanted to believe that if we all exchange numbers and we all go our separate ways, that we will always stay in contact, and that we will eventually meet up, plan like brother sister dinners, and go out, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to do the whole 9 of that, where we plan a certain day out of the week that us as all siblings, we all meet at this one spot for dinner or for lunch. You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta do that, you know what I'm saying? Because at this point, we're grown. We're all grown now. And now it's up to us to keep the connections and the bonds going. You know, like, this don't have nothing to do with our dad. This don't have nothing to do with y'all mom. They're splitting up. So now when they're splitting up and we're all going our ways, it's up to us to stay in contact. You know what I'm saying? The phone works both ways. You can't keep a relationship going if it's just one person working at it and the other is just like, oh, willy-nilly, it'll sort itself out. Like, no, it won't. You have to both work at a relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is. Don't ever always be the person that's always going above and beyond and reaching out and doing this and trying to fix that and trying to save that, and the other person is just always just so nonchalant about it, you know? Like, don't ever be that person. Don't ever be that person. And when you realize you that person with whoever you dealing with, tell them about themselves, because I'm gonna tell them about themselves, and cut their ass out and keep it moving, period. Because you need to protect your energy, you need to protect your peace, and you need to get around people who actually appreciate you and actually reciprocate that energy back. Like, at the end of the day, be around people who reciprocate that energy that you give back. period, and that respect you, period. Like, fine. So yeah, so basically my father and their mother ended up selling the home. We had to move out. Of course, I had to come back to my uncle's house. No one reached out to me, even my sister. But I did keep in contact with my sister, like after I had moved back to my uncle's house in the city. I did keep in contact with my sister. I believe that I was reaching out to her and texting her, and she did reach out to me back and text me back. It would be little here texts in here, text, and she would reach out to me. And pretty much she was like the main sibling that I was still keeping in contact with. Every now and then we would text each other. She would text me, I would text her. And then like if my uncle would just ask me, or somebody would just ask me like, oh, did you hear from your sister? And I'll be like, yeah, we just was texting and talking the other day, chopping it up or whatever. She fine. So it was, we was keeping the bond going, So I thought during all this time, like she had got a boyfriend too. And like I haven't seen her. I probably didn't see her for like a good year. I ain't even look cross-eyed if I looked cross-eyed, but I didn't see my sister for like a good, probably solid year and a half, I want to say, after I had moved. But we kept in contact every now and then and was texting. So she ended up getting a boyfriend. They ended up being already together for that year and stuff like that. And then I think I saw her on Instagram. I saw her page, but I was like, is this my sister? Because I was like, this person in this picture got blonde hair. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my sister. She got blonde hair now. So she dyed her hair blonde. I'm like, oh wow. She got a boyfriend. I'm like, oh wow. She said she was doing hair. And I'm like, okay, that's what's up, So like that whole time we wasn't following each other on Instagram, but then we ended up following each other on Instagram, and then we ended up texting more, and then actually being on the phone a few times more. So she get to telling me, yeah, I dyed my hair, but it fell out. So she was just like, I ain't never doing that again. And she was trying to get tips from me on how to like grow her hair back, because she seen my hair and how my hair was getting long and full and this and that. And I think she probably saw how I dyed my hair red, because I had dyed my hair for the very first time. I had never dyed my hair before. I always used the Adore Rinse red, but because I went natural, and then when you go natural, you wet your hair a lot, so you don't want to wear a rinse when you're wearing your hair naturally curly, and you have to wet it a lot, because then basically you're going to be dripping rinse all over you and everywhere and making a mess. So it's just best to just dye your hair. And I dyed it the L'Oreal like red color. I didn't need to bleach my hair, thank God, because I was not going to bleach my hair. So that worked out for me. I dyed my hair for the first time, and I'm like, oh wow, my sister bleached her hair for the first time. So we kind of was talking about that, and she was like, yeah, your hair color. And I'm like, yeah, I dyed it, and she like, yeah, I bleached my hair. And like, we was just talking about, just basically like things that's going on, like updating each other more and more, getting a little more personal. She telling me about her boyfriend and how she loved him, and she like, he a Capricorn and this and that. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cute. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Capricorn and Pisces is compatible. Y'all are like, that's the number one for Pisces is Capricorn. She was like, I want you to meet him, and I'm like, yeah, I want to meet him too. Pandemic now. At some point, it's the pandemic now. And my sister wanted to start coming over. She had came over. Now I'm gonna start getting into, what I'm saying, like that was all the good stuff, the mushy good sister bonding, growing the bond, and getting deeper into our relationship, and expressing more and opening up and this and that. Now I'm transitioning to the part where it seemed like things were really even improving even more, but it really just was like the beginning of an end. My uncle's house, and basically she wanted to come and see me. She was like, I think she said her and her boyfriend got a car together, so she was like, she want to come see me and stuff like that. So she ended up coming over to my uncle's house for the first time and seeing me, and like we was just in my room, we was watching a movie. She had ordered us some Uber Eats. I think we got some Popeyes. Yeah, we got some Popeyes the first time, because she was like, I really want some Popeyes. So we got some Popeyes chicken from Uber Eats, and we was watching a movie. It was really nice. And we was talking, being vulnerable, just talking about personal things, and sisterly love. Like, it was just sisterly love all over the place, you know. I introduced her to my other cousin that's basically the same age as her, you know. Introduced her to my uncle, you know. So yeah, so then like she came, she left, you know. We, of course, every time she left, she hugged me really, really tight and told me she loved me, and I tell her I love her, and I hug her really, really tight. And you know, we just like, yes, we have to do this again. So she comes over again, of course, you know, and I forget what we ordered the second time. I forgot what we ordered the second, but we ordered some more Uber Eats. She ordered some more Uber Eats again. I think that time her boyfriend, she ordered it off of her boyfriend thing and let her boyfriend order us some food. So I was like, oh, okay, that's nice of him to order us some food, you know. So actually, I think he did it the first time with the Popeyes, and then I think the second time, that's when my sister ordered something. I think we got some KFC the second time too. I don't know what was up with us and chicken and coming together and eating chicken. So yeah, so she came over again. This time we were in the living room watching TV, eating food and talking and bonding and watching a movie. And you know, then she left, you know, same thing. Her boyfriend picked her up. She hugged me really tight. She told me she loved me. She opened up about certain things and more. And then she came over again, you know, and then we were in my room again, you know, chilling. I think like one of the times we ended up like smoking from the pen that she had and stuff like that, the THC pen, the wax pen, and you know, we had a little high moment, you know. It was just, we was like really, really chilling. And then I think too, like, yeah, so I would say she came over about a good 3 times. Out of one of those times, she did express to me like a lot of personal things that I would have never thought that happened. Like, that I felt like, damn, like, even though we already been talking this whole time, now we talking even more. Now we seeing each other in person, so now you want to tell me this. But I was just thinking like, dang, like, why she never told me like any other time that, you know, we have been talking on the phone or something like that. She waited until now. But I was just like, okay. She ended up telling me that, like, you know, her and her boyfriend had ended up getting pregnant and they lost the baby. And I was just like, what? Like, damn, I could have potentially been an auntie. Are you serious? Like, but I was like, oh, you know, I'm sorry. She tells me, you know, she wants to go to hair school, but she wants to go to hair college, and she wants to go to one in Chicago. And like, you know, we was texting about this, and I think talking, either we were talking on the phone or texting about it. And she was telling me this, and then she ended up telling me like shortly after, like, she wants to get an apartment on the campus and stuff like that. It's like apartments that they have at college that college students can have, and it is a really nice apartments. And like, you can have it to where, like, you know, it's multiple people in the apartments, and like, of course you can have people come stay there, like, it don't matter, you know what I'm saying? So she was asking me that when she went off to college in Chicago for cosmetology, she wanted me to come and live with her out there in Chicago at the apartments down there. She was like, my mom was going to pay for the apartment, something she said. And basically she was just like, you don't ever have to worry about that, you know. And I just told her, like, I'll be able to help us with food. So I was like, you don't have to worry about that. You know, that's something that I could definitely contribute is the food. You know, I can always make sure we got food. So she's like, okay, you know. And then I started to kind of plan my life to like end up moving to Chicago. So, you know, I told her, like, when you go to the tour, like, that I wanted to go with you. Like, I wanted to go with her. I wanted to see the place. I wanted to scope it out. I wanted to go, you know, on a road trip with you. She ended up going and never like telling me. And then like, I ended up seeing it on her story, I think, on Instagram. I ended up seeing it on her story. And I'm just like, wow. So she just went on a trip to tour to college without me. Like, she wasn't going to tell me. I was just like, okay. Like, I didn't take it too hard. Yeah. So I didn't take it too personal and be like, why you didn't tell me? I just was like, it's cool, you know. She could tell me all about it and show me pictures and stuff like that. It's cool, you know. I didn't take no offense to it, but I did tell her that I wanted to go on the tour. When she go take the tour, I want to go. And she like, okay. But then you turn around and you go without me and post it on your story. You know, that was weird. That was like the first sign of weirdness that she started to have towards me. Then she opened it to me about her being pregnant and losing a baby. I thought to myself, like, what else is she hiding from me? You know what I'm saying? What else Like, it just was kind of weird, because it's like, if you say you want a sister bond with me and we opening up and we being vulnerable, like, if I ever had got pregnant and lost my child, like, that definitely is something I would have discussed right away with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be vulnerable when you know what I'm saying, when you create a bond, you want to be vulnerable. Y'all want to be able to share vulnerable stories and situations and stuff like that to, like, deepen the bond. And so I just felt like, with her telling me that in that instant, I'm just like, damn, I wonder what else she's hiding, and not even like necessarily just hiding, but like waiting to tell me. Like, what else is she waiting to tell me? What else don't I know about my sister? Like, and I'm just like, she's such a Pisces, just like me. Like, keep you on your toes, keep you guessing, keep you wondering. It was just one random time where I just wasn't feeling so well. So I'm going to go ahead and go to that text message. Having a conversation in 2021, 08/16, 10:05 p.m. So our conversation, basically, I told her I had to take a nap. I was tired as fuck today. And I said, I've been applying to jobs too. I've been feeling like a roller coaster. That's what I told her. And then she said, what's wrong? And then I said, last week I was in a dark space, but these past few days been good. It's kind of hard to explain. It was like my depression and anxiety was really getting to me and just thinking negative. But I had talks with my grandma and uncle, and it made light a fire under my butt to do something about it. Basically, I was saying, like, it lighted a fire under my butt. Then she was like, oh sis, I'm sorry you've been feeling that. You want me to pick you up to, basically she meant to say pick up tomorrow, but pick you tomorrow and we can do something. And then she said, I mean Thursday. So not tomorrow, she meant Thursday. I was like, yeah, Thursday, that's cool. So she said, for sure, what you want to do? And I was like, I don't know, I am broke. So LOL, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, what can we do for free? I was like, I don't know, I am broke. So LOL. And then I thought about it, and I was like, we could go to this nice park in Dearborn. Like, where I stay at, Dearborn is like not that far. So like, they have really nice parks there, and like, I think it's called Hines Park or something like that, but it's a really nice park. I haven't been to it in years, and the last time I went, it was just so nice. She said, okay, I don't mind. That we ended up talking on the phone or something like that. But like, we knew, Thursday, because she told me Thursday, and I would think that like the day before Thursday got here, that she would contact me and be like, so what time, sis, and blah blah blah. But she never did that. So I figured when Thursday got here that I would just get up at a decent time in the morning, eat breakfast, take a shower, get dressed, and by that time she will be calling me or something. So I wake up that day, Thursday. I get up, eat breakfast. I took a shower, but I didn't get dressed because I was like, I'm gonna wait. Something, the energy in the air was just kind of weird, and I was just like, I'm gonna just wait. Before you know it, y'all, I waited all the way that day, Thursday, that we were supposed to go to the park at 6:32 p.m. This is the 19th of the 8th month, 2021. At 6:32 p.m., y'all, I text her this. I said, hey, so I guess you got busy and we couldn't hang out today like you suggested. But anyways, I really wanted you to come get your keys. And that was another thing, y'all. Like, one of her visits, she had ended up leaving her key, and it was a monkey key. And it was just so ironic because I had asked her, like, because I always ask everybody this question, I don't know why, but like, it shows like a different side of you, like you get to see that person. Where you ask someone, I always ask someone, like, if you could be reborn again as any animal, or what I'm saying, any other living creature besides a human, what would it be and why? You know, so it could be like an animal underneath the water, you know, on the land, in the forest, whatever. But just any kind of animal you could be reborn again, what would you be and why? She told me a monkey, y'all, and she was just like, I think monkeys are so fun and so innocent and so cute and this and that. But monkeys are also some bad animals. They can be tricksters, they can play with you. You know what I'm saying? Monkeys are not all that well, you know, especially depends on how you train your monkey. But sometimes people can train a monkey to be thieves, you know, to be pocket thieves and to kidnap babies, and you know what I'm saying, and to shoot people and kill people and bite people and fight people, and you know what I'm saying, and make it seem like they're but really you know. That was a sign I didn't pay attention to. You know, somebody want to be reborn as a snake. That's something too. That's kind of you know. But anyways, so yeah, she had left her keys, y'all, and it was left with me for the longest of time. I'm like, girl, how did you get into the house if you ain't got your key all this time? And I think multiple occasions, even before this day where we planned to meet up, like she was saying she was going to come get the keys, but then like one of the times I was not at home, and then one of the other times she just ended up never showing up, and she was just like, I'll just come get it another time. And then another time she was just like, oh, my mama got my car, so I can't even come get it. I want to come get it. But I had them keys, y'all, for like a good 2 months, 2 to probably 3 months, and I was just like, when she gonna come get this key? You know, I'm like, she just left this behind, and I just felt like it had a certain type of energy on it, and I'm just like, I need her to come get this key. You know, we wanted you to come get your keys because I'm about to start work again, and I'm barely going to be home. Now, y'all, I really was about to start working. I was finna start working back at my job that I had as a test driver at Ford. Like, I literally applied, and they got back to me, and I already knew what hours I was finna work. I knew I was finna work, so I was barely gonna be at home. So I really was about to start back working again. Just like, I'm barely gonna be home, so I'm like, you need to come get your keys, girl, come get it. And I'm like, and then we're not even meeting up this day, so you still missing out on your key. I'm like, at this point, should have got a key remade, and like, why don't you just tell me to just throw that key out because you got another key remade? Like, ain't no way you left your key at somebody's house and they had it for like 2-3 months and you don't get another key remade. Like, you got another key remade. It was just weird. I said, I'm barely going to be home. And when you tell me you want to be closer, you want our bond to be closer, and your actions speak the total complete opposite of it, that is a big eye opener to me. That's why I've been really just going with the flow when it comes to us, because you barely ever respond to me through the phone, and you don't tell me anything until way later. Now, I wanted us to get close. I really did. Even when she told me that, I was all for it. I really wanted to have faith in it, and I really wanted to believe in it. But something in the back of my mind, because of previous situations, you know, where my siblings would like ignore me. Like, they was ignoring me a lot at one time, you know, and especially her. Like, I used to call, and like, they used to get on the phone and answer the phone and talk to me for a split second, but then they would literally put the phone down and interact all with their background and totally forget that I was on the phone. And I would just end up hanging up because I'm just like, hello, like, and it just happened on too many occasions where I was just like, I'm not calling y'all no more. That shit was mad rude. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and I never forgot that, but I got over it, but I never forgot that too. And it's just like, you know, when it came to me and her always like being around each other for a certain amount of time, that space, it would be really like space, and I wouldn't hear from her for a while, you know, until I reached out to her. Like, it was at a certain point too where I was always reaching out to her and my other siblings with her. Like, they would not respond back. Like, I was just totally ignored a lot by them. So I was just like, you know, with me rebuilding a bond with any of them, they definitely have to put in as much work as I do, because I'm not doing all of that like how I did before. I just was not about to do it. I was not. So I just was going with the flow with how she was coming over and spending time with me and opening up. I was going with the flow. I wasn't putting no stipulations on it. I didn't want to, because I was just like, you know what I'm saying? I knew deep down, people do switch up on me. You know what I'm saying? People are good. People from my past are really, really good for switching up on me. Even if they done told me a million times they care for me, they love me, and this and that, and they showed out for me, but they done switched up on me, you know. So I'm like, you know, instances like that between me and her, and then her telling me she want to be close. But it's just like, you gotta prove to me with your actions. You can say this and say that, and we can spend a little time here, spend a little time, but that's not enough. You know what I'm saying? That's not enough for me to be like, okay, this is safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the safe space between me and my sister, and it's not gonna get weird, and I can just like really just like step back and just let everything just go, because we're here and it's not gonna ever get weird between us. We're not gonna fall out, because why would we fall out? Like, we love each other, you know. We're here to communicate. We always communicate. Like, it's just that, you know. Barely ever responds to me through the phone, and then don't tell me anything until way later. And yeah, we should be closer, but dad in the beginning kind of messed that up for us because of his own crazy reasons. But now we are grown, and it's up to each person to stay in contact frequently. I get you're going through whatever you are going through, and so am I. That's why after I started therapy, I became very transparent with you, and you haven't. I opened up to you about my deepest mental problems I've probably been dealing with since I was 10, and still till this day. But I still reach out in hopes I will really be and get a closer bond with my sister, but I still continuously get ignored by you. So moving forward, it just is what it is. My life goes on, and who is supposed to be there will, and whoever I'm there for will genuinely realize it and not take me for granted. I never wanted to be this person that continuously get hurt by whoever and seems unwanted and just a bother to anyone. I'll speak my mind and move on, and to be honest, this hurts my feelings. Like, at that point, y'all, my feelings was really, really hurt, because I'm like, I cannot believe I'm being stood up by my sister. I'm like, after all of this bonding that we are starting so far, why would you do this? Why would you stand me up? Like, that just completely didn't even matter. Nothing that we ever just experienced together. That all came crashing down that day, because I'm like, none of that means anything if you don't show up when you say you're gonna show up. If you stand me up, that will completely crush everything, you know. And it did for me that day. I was like, no, this is a big eye opener, and that's why I said that. So can you please contact me ASAP to get your keys? I will be busy all day tomorrow, but the weekend I should be free. So at that point, y'all, I just accepted that me and my sister would never be close, that she just gonna be on some weird stuff, and I'm not gonna worry about it no more. I'm just not gonna worry about it. I'm moving on. So I'm like, can you come get your keys? Because at this point, I'm like, I'm gonna throw your keys away. And that is what I ended up doing, y'all. I had to end up just throwing her keys away, because she never came and got it, which is so weird. She said, I understand how you feel. I will be doing what you're doing right now. Now, I want to show y'all, like, because I'm not lying. Like, she said this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this, I actually skipped the part of what she said after I told her to come get her keys and stuff. She said, sis, I'm sorry I made you feel like that. I have a problem with following up with things. Grandma, she's talking about her own grandma from her mom. Her grandma, which is my grandma too. She like my step grandma. And like, this lady has been so phenomenal, and rest in peace to that lady. Always made me feel comfortable. She always had great spirits. Like, she's a Cancer, and that lady always made me feel welcome. She always made me feel included. Like, she never left me out. You know, she treated me like I was her granddaughter too, like, honestly. And like, as I got older, she was always telling me, like, you such a good girl. She was like, you such a good girl. And you know, I am, you know, like, I am, you know. She said, sis, I'm so sorry I made you feel like that. I have a problem with following up with things. Grandma just came by in the morning and dropped these kids off to me and didn't say anything, and I should have texted you and told you that I shouldn't let my problems get in, I guess she was saying, the way of our relationship. So she said, get in the of our relationship. She said would just be on some weird stuff. Like, it's weird, and it's like, I'm not exposing, but I'm just trying to bring light to like situations like this and let other people know, like, y'all not alone. Y'all can know people y'all whole life, or just know people and they genuine, or seem like they're genuine, and y'all want to create a bond, and y'all going somewhere with your relationship, and then all of a sudden they get weird on you for no reason, and it's like pretty much the relationship ends because of you're at fault, and it hurts, it really, really hurts. It don't hurt me no more though, trust and believe me. I don't give. Okay, at this point, I'm the only child. If anybody asks me, I am an only child. Yes, I have other siblings out there somewhere in the world, but I am an only child. Okay, I'm an only child. I said, yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I wouldn't have cared if you called and canceled. It's just, if you called or text, it's consideration. So I'm just like, okay, so your grandma dropped them kids off on you. That's why we couldn't meet up that day. But why, after you got them kids dropped off on you, why you couldn't get on your phone and call me real quick and be like, sis, grandma D just called, and you know what I'm saying, grandma D just dropped these kids on me, and I knew what kids she was talking about. Like, if she was telling the truth, I think I know. You know what I'm saying? It's consideration. If you got plans with people, and for me, if I've ever had plans with people, and like in the midst of that moment or that day or hours before that happened, or even the day before or days before, if something detrimental or just things are getting in the way to where I think we probably might not meet up, I am so considerate. I'm always considerate, and I'm gonna let that person know, like, hey, this is coming up and I don't think we can meet, but we could do this another time, because I'm considerate as fuck. It's not a lot of considerate people in the world today, and that's so sad. Like, it's sad. I have never, stood nobody up ever in my life. I have never done that. I think that is just so wrong, to stand people up. It's so wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just wrong. Like, what's wrong with communicating? Like, how that person gonna be mad at you if you tell them days before or hours before you're supposed to meet up that, hey, such and such and such and such. At least that person let you know, so that you ain't get fully dressed, or so that you ain't think like, oh yeah, we're still going, and then they just totally stand you up, and then that makes you mad. That person can't get mad at you for letting them know. They're gonna be like, thank you for being considerate enough to let me know, so now I can make other plans. Like, that was all I wanted, was to just be notified that we can't hang out. I wouldn't have been mad at all. I wouldn't have been mad at all at her, period. Even if that was a lie, even if she just was hanging out with her boyfriend and forgot that we were supposed to hang out, so she made up this excuse about the kids. Like, you could have even just said that. Like, I don't care, just let me know. Like, don't make plans with me and then just stand me up. Like, just don't do that, because you're gonna get X'd off my list, and I would never talk to you again. Like, that's the quickest way to have me cut you off, is to stand me up. Yeah. She said, I understand how you feel. I will be doing what you're doing right now. I said, transparency is important, as well as respect. I just feel none of that from you, and at this point, the word love doesn't mean anything unless I have transparency, respect, because people can love you and still hurt you. It is just what it is. At this point, I'm just learning where I stand in people's lives and moving forward. She said, I'm going to show you different. I'm going to gain your respect. Watch. I'm going to do better. This is what she said. I'm going to do better. I said, so yeah, just get to me ASAP before I start work. I haven't been to orientation yet, and I did get hired, y'all, and like, they was getting ready to tell me what orientation was. I was still waiting. And they was like, and I said, I start work. I haven't been to orientation yet, but it's coming, and I really won't be home. I'm working as much as possible. So I was really trying to, like, make it seem like, girl, I would never be home, so you need to come get your keys, or you ain't gonna never get it at all. I was really pressuring that issue so she can just come get her fucking keys. Like, I didn't want these keys in my room. I didn't want these keys in my energy. I wanted to get rid of them keys, and it had a monkey on it smiling, like. So, and then I said, actions speak louder. Then she said, I know, and I'm gonna show you. I would love to know where you work now. I said, I don't trust you at this point to tell you anything. If I'm being honest, just know I'm happy with my job, and I'm going to work the hell out of it and get back on my feet. My feelings are really hurt. I've been upset all day when I realized once again I really don't matter to you. She said, okay, I can't make you trust me, but all I can say is I'm going to change. I haven't been the best sister at all, and I can't blame my role models. She said, I can't blame my role models because I know I can be better than them. You know, I don't know who her role models in her life was or is. And obviously she realized that her role models that she look up and aspire to be, she ain't being like them. So I guess that's what she meant. And then I said, to be honest, I felt like this since after dad and your mom sold the house. And I felt like we got split up and things was going to go basically y'all ignoring me and acting like I don't exist. And it went like that until I had reached out like always. So yes, y'all. So to basically help me with this story, I did. After we split up and stuff and I came back here, we wasn't talking. And obviously for us to talk again, it was me again, once again, that had to reach out. It was me again. I had to reach out. So then I said, y'all ignoring me, acting like I don't exist. And it went like that until I had to reach out always. And I thought things would change, especially the in-person times we got to talk. But every time you left, it got quiet. Like I said, y'all remember when I said we would take our spaces and, you know, go out, you know, after she would visit me. It got quiet. It got really, really quiet. Like, and I mean, like, no text messages were coming in, no calls were coming in, but like the energy was just like, you know, like every time you left, it got quiet. You get like dad where he just never reached. I was just basically saying like, she acting like our dad. That's what I was saying to her. Like, basically, girl, you acting like our dad. Where he just never reached out to me for whatever reason, and it's literally like a pattern, same as them other two, meaning the other two siblings. But anyways, definitely, yeah, you can be better. It's a choice, and I'm still making passes for her. But at that time, y'all, I was just like, yeah, I'm good on my sister, because like I said, it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? You have a choice to do this to me, and you continuously treat me like I mean nothing to you when it really matters, like without you showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I said, yeah, whatever reason, and it's literally like a pattern, same as them other two. But anyways, definitely, yeah, you can be better. It's a choice. And don't think I'm beating you up, because I do get it. You're young, and I was your age once, but I still cared about how I did people. Like, when I was her age, even when I was her younger age, like, I was always considerate as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe that I came out of the womb being a considerate, always caring about what other people think, how other people feel, and I never put myself first. And that was another issue. I was like, I'm just being real. And she said, just watch is all I gotta say. And I said, And she said, yes, I don't have to text you daily, but a text here and there is showing that I care, and I get why you're saying all these things. And I said, good, you get it. Because I'm just like, even though she was coming over in person and we was texting after she would leave, she still just was not like texting me for real. And then when she would gauge with me, it just would be very short. And then like, I'm just like, yeah, like, girl, why you don't text me first? Like, why do I still have to contact you first? Like, what the fuck? So then that was the last time we talked, y'all. So the 21st of the 8th month in 2021 is when we spoke again. So that was what, how many days later? 2 days later? 2 days later, after that situation, she texts me. So she texts me because her key, because I'm just like, you gotta come get your key, girl, you gotta come get your key. So she texts me 2 days later after that and was like, hey sis, unfortunately I can't come get today like I said I was around 6 or 7, because my auntie took the red car because we had to drop her car off in the shop. She talking about her auntie, her mama's sister, took the car, so she can't come get her keys, whatever. So I said, okay, thanks for letting me know. Because now she's letting me know things. She's communicating, you know. So then she said, you're welcome. So then, 8, 9, 10. So then 2 months later, because now we're in the 10th month, on the 1st of 2021 at 9:18 p.m., she texts me. And after that, you know what I'm saying, before that, that was the last time we, talked from, 2 days ago and 2 days after the situation. So 2 months later, we talk again. She hit me up. She said, hey, sister, I know we haven't talked in a while, and I know this isn't the best way to text you again saying this, but Grandma D has passed away. I didn't want you to feel left out again, and I'm going to send you the funeral arrangements. I said, sorry to hear that. Send your mom my condolences. And she said, okay. I never got the funeral arrangements. She never called me. She never sent the funeral arrangements. And I'm just like, I'm not going to call her. You know what I'm saying? Because she needs to do the work. She claims she's going to show me. So you need to do the work. You need to stand on your word. Because your word with me is very, very tight. Now, you got to do what you say you're going to do with me. You got to now. And she still wasn't doing it. She still wasn't giving a fuck. So I just feel like it was pretty like, I ain't gonna say it was completely worthless of her even letting me know this, because her grandma is someone that I do consider like that's my family. She didn't say how, but then I ended up figuring out, y'all, that's the last time we talk in 2021, the 10th month of the 1st, 9:18 p.m. So that was it, y'all. That was the last time me and my sister talked. That was the last time. Last time we had any type of communication. I don't even know if her number is the same. We honestly do follow each other on Instagram, but she follows me. I had her follow my private account, but I unfollowed her off of that, took her off. I think she was on my private account, but then I ended up taking her off or something. But then she was following my business page, so I kept her on that one, and she's still on it, her and all of my other siblings, except for the one with my mother. But all my other siblings are still following me as well on my business account, and they're still active on their accounts. I don't know about my other brother. I have only seen the twins, both of the twins still on their accounts and working. And like, since I've been on it, because I took a break from my business Instagram account, did my YouTube channel, I started, and it's going, and I'm promoting, and I'm posting, and so like when I first got back on it again and started posting again, she did view one of my stories. Since I've been on there, I have not viewed none of her stories. I see that she has a story up, but I don't care to watch it. My brother, he has stories, and I don't really care to watch it either. He has watched me actually more than my sister has watched me on my stories. This is prove to me how you feel about me with your actions. I don't care about what you talking about. I don't care about you viewing my story. That don't do nothing either. And I'm just like, I'm gonna test her and see if she's gonna contact me for the funeral arrangements, because I could have called her and been like, hey, what's up with the funeral arrangements? But then that's me once again going above and beyond when your word and your actions with me needs to change, and you're being tested and you're still failing the test. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? This is how my sister want to act towards me. Like, that's good. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going to be in the category of all those people in my past that don't have access to me in real life. So, yeah, I hate that, because for me, especially when I was younger, I've always wanted to have like a bunch of siblings. Like I always used to wish, and I always used to say that I wish my mama had like 10 kids. Like I used to say that all the time. Like I wish my mama had more siblings, because then I could have more relationships with more siblings. And you know what I'm saying? At least out of all of them 10 siblings, I would have had at least 2 siblings that we was solid. You know what I'm saying? At least we would be solid. But I only got 3 on my father's side that ignore me, that don't, you know what I'm saying, that obviously don't pay me no mind on my father's side. And then I got this other sibling on my mother's side that just completely disrespects me and is envious of me and hates me for me being me. Like, so yeah, like that's why I'm like, I wish my mom had more kids. So, because I'm like, at least I would have had, I know I would have at least found a sister and a brother to be like tight knit with out of the 10 of them, But hey, life is what it is, and I know one day I will run into a group of women and they will be like my sisters, the sisters that I've always wanted to have. You guys have a strenuous relationship with your siblings, y'all. I test y'all to like really push the limits of it, you know what I'm saying? Like really test them and make it to where it's scenarios to where you see how they really feel about you, you know. And once you do that, like, be ready for everything that is being said, that could be said, that could be done. Like, be ready, because you're gonna see your real siblings, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna really see them in their true form, and they're not gonna be able to hide. And you know, when you see it, it's up to you to do what you need to do, you know, because for me, I've cut off all of my siblings. Like, it's just done. Like, no, I'm not gonna unfollow my sister off Instagram. No, I'm not gonna unfollow my other 2 brothers off Instagram that's on my father's side, because they have never disrespected me like my other sibling. Like him, he basically wanted to fight me, damn near was about to fight me, threatened me, just disrespect me just to the utmost. Like, I done the worst to him when I never have. I've always been a supportive sister, you know, and he wrecked my car and didn't give a crap about it. But anyways, you know, so I unfollowed him, I blocked him, because I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good on you. But then I'm like, I'm not gonna unfollow them, because they never like did no disrespectful stuff like that, but they still like treat me a certain type of way I used to feel hurt by. It's sad. Like, it's really, really sad. Like, you know, it's sad, you know. I really, really hate it. I hate that it had to come like that, but it had nothing to do with me, you know what I'm saying? It just comes down to how people really feel about you and how they treat you, you know what I'm saying? And when you know that, and when you know your worth, and you know that respect is important above love, you would definitely lose a lot of connections with people when you find that out. Because I used to think that just because we were siblings, like, no matter what, whatever we go through, we gonna be siblings. Like, I'm gonna be around you, I don't care. And I used to think that the word love was so important, when it is, when it's coming from a genuine person. But when you realize that that person respects you first and then loves you, you get a whole different type of reciprocation from that person, you know. Like, it's different, and it's unexplainable, and it's amazing. Like, the people that I have in my life now, they respect me, and then they love me, you know. And even if they hate me, they still respect me. And even the little bit of crumbs of people that are still around me that I need, that I'm gonna get away from, because I've cut them off, but they're still around, because basically I can't tell nobody they can't come over to their daddy house, you know what I'm saying? Like, that person, you know what I'm saying? It's still more people that's gonna get completely cut out of my life. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, they respect me though, you know what I'm saying? Because they not coming up to me saying some wild crazy shit. They leaving me alone. They leaving me in my space alone. They not acknowledging me when I walk into the room, because just don't do it. Don't pretend like you fuck with me when you really don't. Because if I come in the room and you feel like you got to speak to me when you really don't want to speak to me, and then you speak to me in a way that is like, hey, you don't have to do that, baby. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel no pressure. You feel pressure, you feel intimidated that you have to say something to me, just don't do it. I will respect my enemies more when they tell me to my face that they don't give a fuck about me, and just after that, every time they see me, they don't go out their way to speak to me. They don't try and smoke with me. They don't try and make it seem like we all cool. That's why, like, my brother on my mother's side, he got a little bit of respect for me. He got a little bit of respect for me, because, you know what I'm saying, he admitted to me finally that he don't like me for basically no reason. So I don't need to be around him. So whenever I am around him, it's because of my nephew is involved. I'm picking him up with my nephew, or, you know what I'm saying, it's something about my nephew, and that's the only reason why I'm around my sibling, around he don't acknowledge me, I don't acknowledge him. I go right into, hey nephew, you know. So I don't even care, you know, and I respect him more, because he don't have to go out his way no more. He see that. He like, I don't even gotta try. You ain't gotta address me. You ain't gotta speak to me. You ain't gotta pretend. Just don't pretend, you know? And it's just crazy, y'all. Like, y'all notice, like, people y'all used to be really, really cool with, and then now y'all not cool with them, and you like, damn, like, all the moments they was really pretending that they like me, they really went like that hard to like acknowledge me and talk to me and engage with me and do this with me and talk to me about this, when they really just did not like me. Like, why you just don't stop talking to me, girl or boy? Like, just leave me alone, you know? Like, you know, like, don't be around me with secret animosity. Don't do that. We're not doing that, because I'm never gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never gonna do that. But I need to do a story on her. because I don't mess with that girl, you know. And I thought for a moment that we was gonna get to a better place. Now I knew we wasn't gonna get to the same place where we was before, but I thought we would get to a better place. But it just ain't gonna never go, because when you are a person who is going up and your frequency is going up and their frequency is staying the same and probably even going lower, like, and that's not saying that you're beneath it. I'm talking about frequencies, and if y'all know about frequencies, y'all know. So I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody, because we all bleed, you know what I'm saying. And I'm the nice type of bougie girl. I'm not the uptight, mean bougie girl. I'm the nice bougie girl. So I'm gonna do a story time on that. Because I was gonna get into the little situation of why I'm telling y'all why I don't mess with that girl. Like, that just sealed the deal for me, because when I see how you are, when I really see you act like this and say this, and then you get into a scenario and you do the opposite, it's like, whoa, you was not that same person that was in the room saying all these things about this person. Woo! Yeah, I'm doing a story time about that next. Alright, y'all, I gotta go, y'all. Okay, so I hope y'all enjoyed this story time, and let me know below if you guys had a situation like that with any of your siblings, mainly your sister. If you had a situation like that with your sister and now y'all don't talk, let me know down in the comments. Let me know what happened. You know, y'all can email me and tell me what happened. I want to know the story, because I might even just, you know, tell y'all story and just talk about it with y'all, and just, like, you know, we could just all share. You know, I probably might do videos where I do share y'all stories and talk about it, you know, because I talked about my story, so it gave you the motivation to want to talk about your story similar to my situation, or exactly like my situation, that you want to express it and talk about it with me, and then I'll get it. And of course, I won't put you out there unless you want to be known, but anonymously, if you want to be anonymous, you know, we'll talk about it, you know. And I'll probably do videos like that where I'll talk about your story, where we relate, you know, story relating time. I might name it something like that. But yeah, we'll figure it out, my tribe. So y'all stay safe out there, y'all. It's crazy out there in the world. Please wear y'all mask. Like, I know that they told America, like, we don't have to wear no mask because of COVID, but it's something else going on around here, you know. It's something else, and y'all just need to be safe. Y'all need to be safe. Y'all need to wear y'all mask. For me, I think I'm gonna wear a mask out in public for the rest of my life. I'm just saying. And I'm probably even gonna have my kids wearing masks, you know what I'm saying. So it just is what it is. Like, even if coronavirus go away, the other crap that's coming on, or the other, you know what I'm saying, if all of this stuff go away, I'm still going to wear a mask in public. Like, I'm just saying what I'm saying, you know, because at this point, it's just not safe. It's not safe with germs, and germs is getting, you know, and viruses, and it's just getting too much. So y'all wear y'all masks. Please wear y'all masks, okay? Mask up, protect yourselves, wash your hands. Even if y'all outgoing people, kind of stay in the house sometimes. You don't have to go to every party. You don't have to go to every club. And you know what I'm saying? If you get there and you realize, like, whoa, this is a lot more people than I expected. None of them are wearing no mask. You rethink that situation, y'all. Like, seriously, rethink that situation, because rethink it, y'all. I'm telling y'all, rethink it. Y'all don't have to go to every party. Y'all don't have to go to every club. Y'all don't have to go to every function out in public, and there's millions of people and nobody got a mask. Y'all don't have to go to it every time, you know. Like, I'm an introvert, and I'm telling y'all, like, once I get my house, my dream house, and I set it up, child, I'm only gonna be traveling and partying at home, because I'm gonna have my own hookah lounge or whatever for my peoples, and club. I'm gonna have my own little club at my dream house. So I ain't gonna need to go nowhere in a minute. You know, I'm gonna have my own functions where I do painting the twist, smoking twist. You know, like, I mean, I'm gonna still go out. Don't get me wrong, y'all. But anyways, y'all, I'm getting way off topic. But y'all stay safe out there. Mask up. Love and light. Love and light. Love and light. Bye, my tribe.
There's a heavy blue, one to love.